How to email HR to get a job. The secret nobody uses. Now, why are so many people emailing or even not emailing and not getting a job? If they are emailing, they're sending very basic emails. If they're not emailing, they're missing a very valuable opportunity. So, what are we going to do differently? How is this video going to help? By the end of this video, you'll have a strategy, a structure, and also a tool that you can use to generate multiple interviews, offers, just by utilizing emails. Let's begin. So, why 92% of job seekers never hear back? Because they only apply. If you really think about it, when you send an email to a hiring manager, a head of HR, somebody that you're trying to get a position from, you're just emailing them to share your resume. You're not really even asking any questions. You're sort of asking if there is a job. And I'll include a very good example of this. But that's what's limiting you to actually be seen as a potential applicant. You're sort of spamming people, and it's just not working. Now, the reality is you could have the best resume on the entire planet. But if nobody sees it, and if you're sending a basic message, that's the reality. You have a good resume, but nothing's happening. So you need to start building up a conversation and engagement to building interest to share your resume. And I'll show you what I mean by that. Now, emailing HR increases your interview chances by 800%. This is not an exaggeration. 800% increase because when you apply, you're going into this lottery of hoping that your application is seen. Now, if you apply, nothing happens. I've spoken to people that do this for 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, and they generate maybe 1 or 2 interviews. I mean, think about that. You apply, nothing's happening. You keep doing the same thing. 6 months rolls by. You've had 1 interview. You've spent 10 hours a week. You've applied to 300 jobs a month. You do this month in, month out. Nothing happens. Then you start emailing people. You have conversations. People actually see your profile. You share your resume. You ask for a meeting. You get a reply, you get an interview. These things can happen because it's not about what you know, it's about who you know. So rather than showing what you know with your applications, start generating who you know with the people that you actually reach out to. Now, hi, any jobs? This is what most of you sound like. When you send an email to a hiring manager, this is what you say. Hi, my name is, the reason I'm emailing you is because I would like to get this job. Hi, any jobs? It doesn't sound impressive. I wouldn't hire somebody if they send me this email. So why are you emailing people doing this? You literally look like this guy. You're begging for a position. Now, I want you to think about being an employer. If this guy rolled into the office and gave a resume, do you think they would hire him? Probably not. He's begging for a position. And this is what you look like when you actually email hiring managers, head of HR, and you're saying, hey, any jobs, please hire me. I would love to get a position because I'm really passionate about paying my bills. That's what most of you sound like. And we want to move away from that. Okay, it's just not going to work. Now, why did I show you an image of a sponge and a map? Doesn't really make sense. This video has taken a turn for the worse, right? There is method to my madness. Now, the sponge is a soft profile and the map is an ideal employer profile. These two things are what you need to send better emails than hi, any jobs. If you've got a good soft profile, meaning you've got a good understanding of your soft skills, your measurable metrics, your work style, your company culture fit, your personality traits, these are things you can include in an email. And I'll show you what I mean in a second. And if you've got a good ideal employer profile, you've got a good list of companies that you should be able to show your soft profile to via the questions you ask. We're going to start to move away from hi, any jobs emails and more into questions that relate to you. So if you've got a good soft profile understanding, so you know who you are, what you're about, what you're looking for, and which companies are more likely going to take you on, you've got a much better chance to actually get a reply. Now, your message, your email is a combination. It's a combination lock of you being able to know what to say. Now, if you're looking for just any job, you're not going to get very far. But if you know that you've got good communication skills, you're a leader, you're looking for companies that are small, let's say a startup, and you're looking for employee centricity as a company culture fit, and you're thinking, you know what, I'm going to ask a question to a hiring manager. I'm going to ask about what soft skills they're looking for. I'm going to show them that the culture that I'm looking for is something like employee centricity or something that's customer centric, something that's innovative, something that's traditional, hierarchical, whatever it may be. Your soft profile gives you the understanding of the combination lock. So you have to kind of think about what you're looking for. Don't be the person that says, hey, I'm looking for any job, anything really. You want to be specific. The more specific you are, the better your emails will be to people who can make a decision to hire you. And that's going to change everything for you. Don't let a algorithm dictate if it selects you. There's 5,000 people applying for any job at any one time, depending on what city you're in, and you're hoping that this magical AI will select you. I've got news for you. That's probably not going to happen in your favor, because if you're playing lottery, you don't have that much of an ability to change this. Okay? So think about that. Here's a good email that you can consider. Hi, Name. I've been following Company Name for a while and really admire how you've built a people-first culture, especially around specific initiative or value. Example, leadership, development, or employee growth. That part you have to fill in your own way. But this is an email that you can start using. I wanted to ask, from your perspective as head of HR, when you're assessing new hires, what soft skills or qualities tend to make the biggest impact in your team's success? Do you think that someone that sends this type of email is probably going to get a reply? Yes, most likely, because they're asking a genuine question. This is an intelligent email, an intelligent question, and it drives engagement. It doesn't ask for a position. It doesn't ask to apply. It asks a question that's predicated on the soft profile. So soft profile is how companies think if they should hire you. Here's another one. Hi, Name. I came across your team's work on specific project, product, or initiative, and it really caught my attention, especially the way you've approached something relevant, example, data-led decisions or cross-functional collaboration. From your experience leading the team, what makes someone stand out when they join? Now, if you get a reply with an answer to your question, you have the ability to then validate what they say. So if they give you an answer saying, hey, well, we look for leaders, communicators, we look for people who have employee centricity, to use the previous example, as a culture fit, you can then validate to what they say. And that gives you the ability to sell yourself. So that's something you want to think about. Now, stumbling blocks ahead. This isn't easy to do. I know I'm explaining it to you in a way, well, you should be doing this rather than that. Makes sense. This is very new. It's a new concept. And I've got a solution in terms of helping you find emails, telling you who to actually reach out to and what to send to them. So I'm going to show you an example of that right now. Okay, so here's my example. I'm going to show you how to reach out to someone like Kayonda Galado, who's the head of HR of Microsoft. And we're going to use a tool that we have, which I'll leave a link in the description so you can use it in the same way. Kayonda is the head of HR in Microsoft, and I want to get a job in Microsoft. Let's use that as an example. I'm going to copy and paste her name, and I'm going to use our tool, HelloHR, which again, you can find a link in the description. So we put Kayonda's name, and then we put Microsoft, if I can spell it, Microsoft. I'm going to click Find Email. Now, it's going to look for matches. It's going to go through verifying it, and very quickly, it should resolve the email. So this is Kayonda's email right here. Now, this is half of what HelloHR does. We're going to then create a template, depending on what we want, to actually send better emails in the previous examples that I showed you. So generate email template. Now, this is trained on all the data of all the students that How to Job has trained to email decision makers to get interviews. So you're going to be able to utilize that data. Position. She's the head of HR, right? Receivable, we're going to ask her for some advice. The intent is going to be on networking, and the tone is going to be friendly, and we're going to send something with, let's say, any length. We're not too picky about that. Generate. Now it's going to generate an email that we can use. Okay. So this is going to help you in thinking about what to say to who, how, and when. So, hey, Kayonda, hope this message finds you well. I'm reaching out as I've recently started networking in the HR field, and your experience at Microsoft truly stood out to me. If you had one piece of advice for someone looking to make connections in this industry, what would it be? Thank you for your time, and I look forward to hearing from you. Again, this email here is designed to generate a conversation. This is not just, hey, I want to get a job, any jobs. This is, let's get some conversations going. The more conversations you make, the more likely you will get responses. And this is a great tool to use. This is a tool that we use, that we own, and our students have used as well. And it's trained on data that you can utilize. I look forward to hearing from your successes. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Any future videos you want me to make, leave it in the comments, and I look forward to hearing from you. Take care.